prior to that, he went to Hillsborough County Public Schools for many years. Thomas spoke at the middle school turnaround breakfast about a month ago, and I see you met some of your former principals and folks here already. Actually, when I heard Thomas speak, I said, he says it better than anyone else, but he was like advocate for students and how it's so important that someone advocated for him. So I've asked him to come today and share his story with you. So welcome him to the mic.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I'm thrilled to stand in front of so many highly educated professionals. Let me start by answering a few questions I get often. I am 6'6". My wingspan, the length of my arms spread out, is just over 7 feet. My shoe size is a size 16, and I just turned 18 last week. And the craziest part is, my doctor knows that I still have room to grow. I stand here today talking to you with a nice, fresh uniform on. My hair is cut, and I'm clean because I was able to lotion up today. When I was in elementary school, this is not what I looked like. My hair was nappy, my clothes were dirty, and my skin was ashy. I was the kid that teachers did not want in the classroom. I was the child that had no parent involvement. I was the child who came to school with no school supplies. Let me tell you my story and how, with the help of a teacher who advocated for me, I turned myself around by believing in myself. I was born to a mother who was only 16 years old. She had no idea how to take care of me or my sister, who was 2 years younger. My mom always had boyfriends around the house. I can't begin to tell you the name of it. Who were not only verbally abusive to me, but also physically abusive. My life was not good. I would often steal food from my sister. I was dirty and always had on nasty clothes that did not fit. I never went to a barbershop to get a fresh finish. We would go days without any adult supervision. I would also take the whip or the beating so no one would bother my sister. In fact, I have an iron mark on my thigh from when my stepdad made me iron my clothes while they were still on me. At the time, I was only 5 years old. Because of the abuse and neglect, I acted out. We were put into foster care when I was 5 and my sister was 3. Unfortunately, I did not behave, so I was separated from my sister. Over the next 3 years, I was in over 20 foster placements, including 2 group homes. I was so bad, no one wanted me, and my caseworker even started giving up on me. I was so bad, I was labeled unadoptable. I would do anything for attention. To get attention, one day, I ran out on Nebraska Avenue and was hit by a car. To me, this was awesome. All of a sudden, there were adults all around me, checking to see how I was. People cared and paid attention to me. Going to the hospital was great. My caseworker not only paid attention to me, but she also brought me McDonald's. Don't try not to get attention. Getting hit by a car was my new plan for getting adults to be nice to me. So, I did it again. I ran out in a busy street to get hit. When I told my caseworker I did this because this was the only way people treated me nicely, she quickly moved me again to a new foster place. In 3rd grade, I moved to the children's home. Right next door was Davis Elementary School. Everyone figured I was safe there because there were no major roads for me to run out. And they were right. I was in ESC classes. And wasn't because I wasn't smart. It was because I had so many behavior problems. I would do anything to go to the timeout room and not have to do my schoolwork, in which Mr. Principal Alfano had to drag me there every single day. I will never forget those days. I even stabbed my teacher with a pencil. I was that student who came to school every day. You know, the one whose teachers wished was sick and stayed home for a day or two or three. I was that kid. I started to learn the routine of my new school and foster placement. I quickly caught on. If I was kind of good, I could stay in school and not get sent home with a suspension. So, just like any other normal 9-year-old boy, I was good on PE days so I could go outside and play. I was lucky to have a physical education coach who was very patient with my ESC class, Coach Silver, and also Coach Otto, who is here today. Even though I cursed her out many times, and I even beat on her the very first day I was in her class. She would still welcome me to her class every day. My goal was to try to get the class to play basketball every day. At the time, I thought I could become better than my university. Keep in mind, I was only 9 years old, but I can't have. My coaches told me about a March Madness basketball tournament that I could participate in if I turned my behavior around. This was a major turning point in my life. I had never been on a team. I never wore a uniform. I never had people cheering for me. I never had anyone believe in me the way my coach did. I quickly realized this is what I want to do. I want to become a March Madness basketball player. Coach Silver was in charge of all the paperwork, checking the players' behavior every day and making sure everyone got home after practice. So, each day after practice, Coach Silver would walk me back to the uniform where I was living. Coach Silver would often give me pep talks and help me with my homework. This was a whole new concept to me. An adult giving me positive attention and caring about me. Coach believed in me. She would give me pep talks and encourage me to do my homework. Coach Silver started checking on me each morning. She would remind me to make good choices all day so I could come to basketball practice. She wanted me to be part of the team. Actually, I started to want to be part of the team. My team and coaches became an important part of my life. I started dreaming about what it would feel like to play in a real game. Game day finally arrived. Coach Silver bought the entire team matching shorts and socks to go with our uniform shirt. We looked good. The game was amazing. Although we lost, it didn't matter because we played as a team. We had fun on the bus and in the gym cheering on everyone else. All of a sudden, I was not just looking out for my best interest. I realized what it felt like to be on the team. And let me tell you, it felt good. Ladies and gentlemen, my coach believed in me first. My coach was my advocate. Playing in the March Madness tournament changed my life. It made me want to be good. It made me want to behave. It made me want to be part of a team, and for the first time, it made me want to turn things around so I could find a family to adopt. I realized that coaches are people who really care about the players. I liked the feeling I was around adults who cared. So, I decided to ask my PE teacher, who was my March Madness coach, an important question. I asked Coach Silver if she would become my mom. Thankfully, she said yes. Because of a basketball game, not only did I get a uniform and teammates, I also found my forever family. 5th grade was the first year that I lived with my new mom. At the time, my principal tried to talk to my mom out of the idea of fostering. She told my mom that I was so bad that all my suspensions would cause my mom to miss too much work. Luckily, my mom did not listen and went on with her gut feeling that I could turn things around. Although I still had problems, I never had another suspension. I never sat another teacher. I never pissed off another classmate. I made a change. I decided I wanted to be like all of you sitting here today and the successful high school students. Congratulations again. I started to believe in myself and envision myself as a normal, typical student. I also turned around academically. I was always about 3 years behind in my school. At the end of 6th grade, I was caught up and on level. Not only did I catch up, but for the first time in my life, I earned straight A's. By 7th grade, I was inducted into the National Junior Honor Society by Principal Cobb at Farnell Middle School. Remember, guys, I was labeled adopted. I was bad. I was a distraction to my entire school and class. However, I started to believe what other people already believed. I believed in myself. 9 months after I was adopted, I convinced my mom to adopt my friend John, who was a very difficult foster. John had already been retained twice and was in ESC classes. John has autism and other disabilities, unfortunately. Because of my mom advocating for John, I am proud to tell you, since getting adopted, John has learned to read and write almost on level and will be graduating next month from Pepin Academy, where he is hopefully going to continue. And if this was not enough, advocating, my mom did it again. She adopted a third one of her students who had terrible discipline and academic problems. With a lot of hard work from his teachers and family, David now has straight A's this year in 8th grade. And last year, he was the turnaround student at Pepin Academy. All of our successes are because adults took the time and energy to look past our problems and advocate for us. Adults started to realize it was not the child's fault we came to school hungry and dirty. I am proud to say my vision of becoming a successful person is continuing down the right path. Last year, I started at a new school, and I am currently a senior cadet at Admiral Farragut Academy in St. Pete. Where I also hold a 3.5 academic average. I am part of the 5-day boarding program where I live with students from 32 countries and 17 states. Am I making Spain? He's the coolest kid you'll ever meet. The mission at Admiral Farragut Academy is to make each student accountable, self-disciplined, and respectful critical thinkers who understand that dreams and hard work goes hand in hand. My path to success just turned another corner in the right direction. I am proud to tell you that I was accepted to Jacksonville University. I will start at at JU in the fall with a partial academic scholarship where I will also be a member of their football team as a defensive end. By the way, JU does not give athletic scholarships, so if you have to go there, just let me know. The best part of this new journey is, JU is where my mom received her undergraduate degree. So I am following in the footsteps of the first person who believed in me. The first person who was my advocate and still is to this day. And now that I believe in myself, I know my dream of becoming an elementary school PE teacher and coming back to teach alongside with my mom will one day come true. My objective is to one day be an advocate and role model for my students. Have there been some setbacks along the way? Yes. But I have learned from each one. There are other success stories like mine in Hillsborough County, but not enough. Can you do what my mom did and still does to this day? I know you can. You can advocate for all the Thomases in your school. There are plenty of them out there, so it's not hard to find, I promise. The kid who comes to school hungry and abused. The kid that has no school supplies or acts out in class because any adult attention feels good. It is not the child's fault. Here's where her parents don't care. It is not the child's fault that they have no positive role models. What if all 27,000 employees in Hillsborough County follow Superintendent Aiken's themes for advocating for students? What if all 27,000 employees bent their tongue, took a deep breath, and was more patient with the worst student? As leaders, if you each advocated for one or more students, think of all the success stories that will be. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to my story. How one teacher advocating for me changed my life forever, and is still changing. I look forward to coming back to Tampa after college and joining the 27,000 employees in Hillsborough County advocating for students. Thank you.
So as you can tell, it's going
Thank you.
to push them on.